Bruh, Sonic, stop inviting me. Whoa, I'm dead, GG's. Where'd he go? He went all the way over there.
Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to be doing a scorecard thing where if I chose a number, then Stale Waffle holds it up, like holds up the number with his scorecard, 1 to 10. Then we have to do a punishment of some sort, and the punishments will get worse as we progress into the rounds. So the first punishment, or not the first punishment, the first number is we're gonna do, we need to meet somewhere. Okay. See you guys. Welcome back. Bye guys. Bye. Peace.
Crowd, you could say, and he started doing worse and worse things day by day. And it got to the point where he was stealing shit, and not just from like stores, but from me. And that's when we had like the falling out. He came over to my house. He stole like a $100 pair of headphones. I didn't notice it till like 2 weeks later. We talked. He completely owed up to it, but didn't say sorry. And then we stopped talking for a little bit. And then Jack came back to me, okay? This all happened about 6 months ago. He came back to me and he texted me. He's like, yo, can you call me? And I call Jack, and he just gives me this long, just heartfelt apology about how I'm such a good friend of his and he doesn't want to lose me as a friend. And I was like, you know what, dude? Whatever, it's done. Water under the bridge. Sure, we'll be friends again, right? He's like, all right, awesome, man. Next time we hang out, I'll give you the $100 for the headphones that I took. And I was like, all right, man, awesome. So at this point, I'm like, oh, we're friends again. Whatever, I won't trust him that much anymore, but he's still a friend, right? And we make plans. He offers to come pick me up with some of his friends that I've seen before. And a few of their names, when I hear them, it just rings a bell of just like, that's kind of a sketchy person, but I've never seen them do anything myself, so maybe I'm just getting the wrong image, you know what I mean? But I said, okay. They came to my house, picked me up, I got in, it was me, and just a full car of awkwardness, because I've never hung out with these people before. The only person I knew was my friend, and we just got over like a fight. So it was super awkward, and we're driving around, and I just learned that these kids were basically like the thugs of my town. And I felt so weird like in a car with them because they were talking about like really fucked up shit. And like one of them mentioned at one point that they had plans to like go and jump this kid next week or something. And it was so weird. I was like, dude, I'm not liking this. Like I kind of want to fucking go home. But I was already in this car. I was in the back seat between all of them. And I was getting these weird looks and shit. Like I just got this really eerie, like scared feeling. And I was like, this is fucking terrible. And the worst part was I couldn't say anything. I couldn't be like, hey, I'm very, very weirded out by all of you. Take me home, please. Because first of all, it's a bunch of fucking creepy ass dudes that would probably kick the shit out of me if I said that to them. Second of all, that's just more awkward than it already was. I didn't want to make it more awkward. So I just went with it. We're driving. I had no idea where we were going. I thought they were just gonna like burn ride for a little bit and then we'd find something to do. And we just eventually drove so far that we got to the city, and at this point I got really weirded out because we were pretty far out. I had no idea why we were this far out, and just there was nothing for us to do out here basically. And then it got to the point where we were literally pulling into neighborhoods and shit, like really fucked up neighborhoods, and just going into these random streets, like turn after turn. And I finally got so weirded out where I was like, hey, where are we going? And my friend, the one that I had a falling out with, I don't even remember the name I gave him, I think I said Jack. He's like, hey, we're just going to a friend's house, don't worry. I was like, all right, dude, cool. And we finally started slowing down, and I just knew what was happening. We started slowing down in an abandoned ass, like, I don't even know the word for it. It's like a circle street. I think it's called cul-de-sac. It's basically an abandoned little neighborhood. There's like 2 or 3 houses on it that are just really fucked up, and they're pretty much closed down. And it's almost completely surrounded by a bunch of trees, and it's just pretty much that place where you would go to either 1, do a drug deal, or 2, kick the living shit out of someone and have no one see it because it's so abandoned over there. And my dumbass should have just stayed home, been a nerd, and played some Xbox, but instead, I decided to go out with these fucking people, and they were going for number 2. The whole plan was lure Austin into the car, drive him out to the city, beat the fuck out of him, leave him in the street, and drive away. That was literally their plan, apparently. I'm guessing robbing Luna was a part of that, too. But we stopped in the middle of the street, they fucking jumped out of the car, everyone jumped out except me. I'm sitting there in the middle of the back seat like, hey, this isn't someone's friend's house. And I just knew what was happening. And this kid goes, get out. One of the random kids that I've never even talked to before. He's like, get out. And I was like, what are you guys doing? He's like, just get out, dude, come on. And like the situation itself, I really couldn't do shit. Like straight up, I was like, I'm surrounded, I'm outnumbered, I can't call someone, I can't even jump in the front seat to try and drive this kid's car away from them because he pulled the keys out. So I was like, alright, well, guess I'm gonna get my ass kicked. So I jumped out of the car and I like looked at my friend and he's like, yeah, I'm not giving you that money back. And I just threw on this fake smile. I was like, yeah, I figured, man, if it's coming to this. And he's like, alright, so what are you gonna do about it? He starts coming close to me, right? He's like kind of getting up in my face, and all of his friends start to surround me too, like they're all about to just completely go at me. And I was like, I don't know, man, what do you want me to do about it? Like just trying to stall. I was like asking him questions and shit. I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna get fucked up, I'm at least gonna just buy time so it's not as bad. And he's like, fight me about it. And I was like, fight you or fight you and your entire fucking crew, cause kind of how it's looking right now. He's like, I don't know. And he starts getting real close. Like at this point, they're just completely surrounding me. And I was like, here it goes. Just literally preparing to get my ass kicked. And all of a sudden I hear a car horn go off, right outside of this crowd of people. I couldn't see anything. I was surrounded by these fucking people. But I heard a car horn go off, and everyone just dispersed immediately. And I was freed from this fucking stupid crowd of kids that were about to kick the shit out of me. And I see this old fucking dude sitting in the middle of the road, just like looking at us with this confused ass look through his windshield of his car, alone. And these fucking wannabe thugs got terrified of an old man for beeping his horn at them, and they all jumped back in their fucking car and peeled off, leaving me in the middle of this road, just looking at this old guy in his car. And they drove away because they were scared, and I'm just sitting there, and I walk up to this guy's car, he rolls down the window, and I was like, hey, I don't know what was about to just happen, but you saved me from it. And he was like, yeah, I was driving by and through the trees I could see the whole crowd of people, what was going on. And I was like, I think they were about to beat me up, like straight up. He's like, do you have a cell phone on you? And I was like, yeah, I do. He's like, all right, call a ride. I'll stay here until they get here. I'm sorry that had to happen to you. And this fucking legend, his name was Paul. Paul is a fucking legend. Sat there and waited till one of my homies came and he got me and we jumped in the car. And he's like, here, take my phone number. Have a good night, guys. You guys seem like great kids. And he drove off. And like, he just completely saved me from getting my ass kicked by a bunch of these, like, I don't know what to fucking call them. I'm gonna call them tooth fairies. Fucking tooth fairies. From jumping me pretty much because they were fucking afraid of this dude. This dude was alone in his car. Older guy. He's just saved me. But yeah, I got home, told my fucking friends and parents about it. They all wanted me to escalate it to something bigger, but I was just happy my eyes weren't fucking completely blue and black and that I didn't look like I just got hit by a fucking rock, so that's a good thing. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much the end. I thought it was a fucking crazy experience. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, and just be careful about